Can you see my screen?
I can, thank you.
Okay. Hello everyone. My name is Russell J.H. Xu. I'm the product manager for Creo Cast Design, Mode Analysis. As per mode-based extension, progress style extension, and welding, and model check. In today's session, I will go through the enhancements and the new features of Creo 4.0 mode cast design and a bit about mode analysis. You will find my slide deck in the mode design folder. So you will find the model's presentation and also videos. So there are two products will be introduced, will cover in today's session. The first one is mode cast design. So you can see this is Creo mode design. The UI is a little bit changed. We have some new features like classified surface, and we have a separate reference part cutout feature, and shape volume tool, and we also have a new function in mode volume. I will show you later. The first one I would like to show you is the enhancement of the shader curve. Shader curve is an existing function. So you can see we modernize the UI, and the display is enhanced. Let me show you in live. Here we have this is the shader curve function. The big difference is you can see the shader curves are shown in 4 lines. It's much clearer than before. And this is a brand new UI. In the loop selection tab, you can see there are lots of loops in the shader curve. I can use back selection to collect multiple loops. So when I exclude these loops, you can see the display of the excluded loops become dashed line. This makes you understand the shader curve will be created. If you switch to attach mode, you will see there are 2 different colors will be shown. In this case, there are only open loops, so you will see only red color lines. And if they are closed loop, it will be shown in cyan. So maybe I can show you in the next model. You will see the difference. Besides the loop selection, there are also gap closure function here. You can see there are lots of gaps between the loops, and each loop. Excuse me? Okay, if you have any questions, feel free to stop me anytime. Okay. Since gaps they are always small, so here you can see we have a zoom in tool to automatically zoom fit the gaps. And there are different options to close the gap. So you can see I can close the gap at the upper point, lower point, or even middle point. The available options will, in the dashboard, you will show the available options. So like this case, this gap, you can only close it at upper point. And in this case, you can see there are lots of gaps. Of course, you can close the gap each by each, but it takes time. So we provide a very nice tool, which is auto close gaps. So now I can select the gaps I would like to close automatically. And I apply auto close gaps. So you can see all the gaps have been closed. The priority if it can be closed but at the middle point. So the priority is middle, upper, and the lower. In this case, only upper location is available, so it's not possible to close it at middle point. But in gap 4, you can see I can close it with middle. So you can see all the gaps has been closed. Any questions so far? Okay. The last one is an option to exclude new groups when there's a design model change. Here is a new option, include new loops. So now this option is checked. It means if there's any new loop, it will be included automatically. So now I activate this model and I create a cut on it. So you see, this group is new. It's included automatically. Now I turn off this option. I create another hole. So this time you see it's not included because I have unchecked this option. This is the enhancement for serial curve. Now let's move to the next one. Boring split. This is also an existing function, and we also modernize the UI. And in boring split, when we split a workpiece, the reference part count is performed automatically. But in Creo for all, we separate this tool. So you can consider this tool has been separated from the boring split. You can perform reference part cutout separately. You can see there are reference parts, so they are collected automatically. I can select the reference part to cut out if I want. So the new workflow to split a mode, because there are two approaches to create more volumes. We change the behavior of the existing workflow. So reference part cutout, it becomes an optional. So now if I would like to split a mode, you see I can split a volume which has been cut out of the reference part. And then I select the parting surface. If the volume can be splitted, you can see the preview. In this case, we can preview the volume to be created. You can uncheck the volume you don't want to create. So now I create, okay, let's create the volume. Okay. Now this volume is created, and if so, I can split more volumes to get the ones I want. So in this case, I blank one, and there are two sliders I already created. So I can split this big volume with these two small ones. So I split again. This time I split this one with this one and this one. So you can see in this case we have one. This one is the big one, and extract the small two volumes. And we have another two small ones. So the number of the created volumes there's no limit for the number. You can create as many volumes as you want. The last enhancement is together with a new feature which I will introduce later. But I will show you how it works. Now you can see this is the workpiece, and these are parting surface, sharp surface, and also the green surface. These are only the cavity surface on the model. So I can split mold with the surface together with parting surface. So this approach, there's no reference packout needed. I split the workpiece with the classified surface. So again, if the preview is available, you can create the volume. This is different approach. I will explain why we need this approach later. Okay. So far we have see the sheet up curve and the volume split enhancement. Another one, this is a new feature, classify surface. The new classify surface tool is available in parting surface group. You can classify a part, quilt, and even surface. In this case, I will classify the reference part. Hello? Okay. So again, in this tab, you can see, you can preview each region. The regions here means the groups or the parting surface groups will be created in this feature. And again, there is don't fit button. so you can room fit. If they are small undercuts, it's quite powerful to locate the small undercuts. And in the options tab, you can see there are 3 groups called cavity and undercut. So we have 2 big regions, which is cavity and the core. And all the sliders, they are to undercut group. There are also some options in this tool. The transition surface means the vertical walls. For example, there are some vertical walls on the whole. Now the vertical walls will be classified into core region. So if I switch to cavity, these vertical walls, they are classified into cavity now. Okay? And there is also an option to split the surface on silhouette. For example, you can see the silhouette curve is here. It's on the surface. So if I check this option, it will split the surface automatically. So you can see again, this is a crossover surface. After I check this option, it can split into 2 surfaces automatically. You can also select the surface into a region manually. For example, if I want this surface to be in cavity, I can select them manually. Okay. So we have a regions tab to preview the result parting surface. We have options to manually classify surface into a region. We have options to make some spatial manipulations. The last one option is this one. I will use another model. Before so here you can see there are 5 regions. So you can see 5 parting surface. The result features are parting surface. So you can modify the parting surface and make the change to each parting surface. This is a multi-cavity mode. So I will classify the surface. So this time I classify this one. And you can preview. This is the result surface. Here you can see there are two sliders. Because you can see this is cavity and this is core. And this red surface, um, they do not belong to the core, and they do not connect to the core surface because here this is a this surface belong to cavity, so they are not connected. So if I check this option, it will recognize this is a transition surface. So it will be classified to both cavity and the core. So if I preview, you see this surface, they are classified to both these two regions. So this makes sure the isolated surface, they can connect to the main region. Okay. Now let's move to shape volume. Shape volume. Sorry, is there any question? Okay, let's move to shape volume. Shape volume, it's a volume creation tool. The reference are parting surface. So you can see this is new function in Creo 4.0. What I need to do is select the parting surface. So once the selected surface, it can form a closed quilt with the volume. The default boundary volume is the workpiece. So if it can form a closed quilt, you can the preview is available. So you can create the volume directly. This tool need to work with classified surface. So the reference need to, at least one of the reference need to be the classified service. So maybe you will have a question about why we need this tool. This tool is when I select a reference, you see it's much easier for me to check the gaps or holes or even redundant surface between the surface. Because if I split a mold, in this case, the existing workflow to split the mold is I color out the reference part so I can get a hollow volume. And then I split this volume with parting surface. So you can see there are lots of surface. It's not easy to see the gaps or the holes between the parting surface or the reference parts. And sometimes if you have problem to split the mold, okay, in this case, there's more gaps. It's very difficult to locate these gaps between the parting surface. So if I use shape volume approach, you see it's very easy to identify the gaps or the overlaps on the model. Automatic volume. This is another new feature in Creo 4.0. The automatic volume tool is to create a cubic or bar shape base feature of a volume, and it's a nice tool to create inserts or sliders and even lifters. It's available in more volume. So we have an automatic volume tool. The only reference you only select the reference surface. And it will create like a bounding box It's a reference to the more default coordinate system. You can switch to a different reference coordinate system. And then you can drag or even rotate the volume. And if you would like precise parameters, you can just input the dimensions. You can reset to the auto fit bounding box by check this option. There are two shapes available in this tool. The bar shape is also available. So currently, if we would like to create a volume like this, we may need to create a sketch plane and select some reference. But with this tool, you can simply create the volume. Just select the reference surface. Okay, so I can cut out the reference part. Okay. So here you can see there are some small piece I don't want. So you can see this is another enhancement in mode design. The flexible modeling tools, now they are available in volume and also parting service. Besides the flexible modeling tools, and the surface collections are also available in mode now. Okay, let me show you. So now if I don't want this small piece, here you can see we have a shape service tools. You can also use right mouse button. Okay. So now I remove this surface. You can see we have the transform tools, offset, and also the edit tools. I have shown you the remove tool. Now in this, if I want to, you can see there is also a substitute tool here. And I only want to substitute this one. And here I can substitute a reference. I can create it on the fly. So I create a data plan. The advantage of the substitute tool is you can substitute multiple surface with multiple surface. So it's much better than replace tool. And here we have also offset tool. So these flexible modeling tools, they can not only be used in mode, but also can use in electrical design. They're very powerful. Okay. Now let's move to more analysis. More analysis, it works for part mode. So this is a part mode, a part model. There are lots of enhancements in 4.0. The most important one is the base run is available. As you know, it always takes time to compute an analysis. So the user he can set up multiple analysis and run them when he wants. So you don't need to wait an analysis is completed and spend lots of time. Maybe you run an analysis in it's always coffee time. So you can run it offline. Okay.
Russell,
Yep.
just a quick question. So is the runtime different than the previous versions in Creo 3? Because I know in Creo 3 it takes a long time. But, batch mode is different, so you can run it overnight or some other time we're at lunchtime, for example. But does the analysis take less time now than previously?
Yes. In this release, we will use Model 3D R14. In CMA 3.0, we use R12. So the new server, the new version server, is faster and more accurate.
Okay.
It's around 20 to 30% faster. It depends on the model.
Yeah. Because I've seen some models that took like an hour to complete the analysis for, but so 20 to 30%, increase or decrease in runtime.
Yeah.
That's what it is right now. Good. Thanks.
Yeah, and there's also a plan to adapt Creo simulate the machine tool in CMA. So the first step to analysis is to generate the mesh data, and currently it uses the machine tool or Model 3D, and in Creo 4.0 MOR, we will use Creo simulate machine. So it's much faster and the quality is better. I cannot tell you which field, but it's under planning. Okay.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. So you can see this is a new setup dialog. You can add new analysis. Okay, and each analysis you can use a different material, and so if you select a fiber reinforced material, you can analyze the fiber orientation. So if you switch to a general material which does not include fiber, this option will be grayed out. So you see, in this analysis, I put a big gate here, and I can set different gate locations, material, process condition, and also the option or also the size. So you can set up as many analyses as you want, and then you can check the analysis, and here you can run the analysis. It takes time, so I don't run the analysis. Okay. So batch run is available in CMA4, and the gate location is consistent with the analysis. And there's also a new option here, which is the maximum injection pressure. You can set the maximum injection pressure. If you use a small injection machine, you can set up the maximum injection pressure. So this make you can make sure this injection machine can produce this plastic part. And you can see this is the new analysis. Okay, so let me switch to selection. There's a bug with this build, so I think. Okay, so it's not shown. This bug will be fixed in a later build. So if you analyze a part with fibers, and you can see the fiber orientation on the model. It's like this. It's similar to the velocity vector. It's different. This is the Milform vector, and the fiber orientation is fibers in the material. They are different. Okay. And in the material dialog, if you go to here, so these are the standard materials, and if you have some custom materials, and so now we have a export and import tool, and you can select the custom materials to export to a single file. So you can carry these materials to a different machine or a new Creo version. And the last one is the report tool. In CMS3, we can only generate PPT format report, and in this in Creo 4.0, now we can generate HTML report. Any questions?
Okay, if you've got a question for Russell in the last 5 minutes, then please unmute yourself and ask your question. Okay, Russell, doesn't look like there's any questions. So thank you for your time today, everyone. Thank you, Russell, for presenting.
Okay, thank you all. Have a good day.
Bye.
Bye.